Hey everybody, it's Joy Packard. It has been some time since I have done a live video for you. I've been taking some time away from doing that and just working on some things. Part of it just we're moving and I've been going back and forth. I've been to Utah taking care of my mother back and forth. And so it's been a crazy few weeks, but it's almost over. We're going to be moving at the end of May to San Antonio, as many of you know. And so I have just been working on all of those different things. But in the midst of it all, I have been doing a lot of reading. And I normally don't get to do that very often. I normally don't get to read physical books. And so I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've been learning and thought it would impact you as well as it has impacted me. And so 8 different things. I basically, like I say, this book is by James, Altucher, and 8 ways to constantly be improving ourselves. And one of the ways, which I didn't even read this list before I even began, but one of the ways that they talked about was number 1 is to read books. And, it could be from your mentors, it could be something on self-improvement, it could be on business, on health, whatever it is that you're wanting to do to improve yourself. For me, I've been doing a lot of reading on health, different things that can help feel better, have more energy, do different things. I also have been doing a lot of reading on self-improvement. That's always a given. I don't really do much other kinds of reading. And, I think that, that's such a huge thing that if you can do that, number 1, to just start reading books. And I made a commitment to just start, I can't read a whole book, but maybe it can be part of one. Maybe you can just say, I'm going to spend 10 or 15 minutes. So that's number 1 is to read good books, go back to the physical book. Sometimes, we have it on our Kindle. Yes, I know I do travel a lot and I like to put things on Kindle, and I have things on my computer. I have a lot of ebooks and things like that, but there's nothing like having a physical book. And I've been going back to that more and more lately, and it's been wonderful. Whether it's a book that you buy from Amazon, whatever it is. All right, number 2 is to listen to podcasts. Every single morning, I listen to a podcast and I have my favorites. And, for those of you who don't know, I do have a podcast. I'm going to start back up again. It's called Joy Reveals. It's on iTunes. It's also on the Stitcher app. So that's number 2 is to just listen to podcasts. A lot of times it's whenever I'm getting ready for the day or I'm doing errands, around the house or whatever, I'm able to just put on a podcast and listen to it. And it just, whatever it is, it could be any subject. It could be on, whatever it is that you're interested in. There's so many subjects and, self-improvement, stuff about your health, stuff about business, stuff about Amazon, stuff about, cooking, whatever it is that you want to do. Number 2 is to listen to podcasts. So number 3 is to take a course. So number 1 was read books. Number 2 was to listen to podcasts. Number 3 is to take a course. there's many courses online that you can take to improve yourself if that's what it is that you're working on. I've been doing a lot of, like I say, health courses, things that can help me feel better. Maybe it's a new exercise video or exercise program or whatever it is. It's awesome. I think Udemy, udemy.com has a lot of cheap things that you can get. And it's really amazing. If you just spend a little bit on all of these different 8 things, reading a book, listen to a podcast. There's many podcasts, including my own, that is less than 10 minutes on a podcast. And so, if you're just increasing your knowledge and just filling your, reading books, listening to podcasts, taking a course. Number 4 is practicing old passions. And like I say, what's kind of cool is I didn't even know these 8 things, but I'm already starting to do them. Practice old passions, I have started to play the piano again, and I've started to learn how to play the violin. So whatever it is for you, you might have some things that you really enjoy doing, you really enjoy doing for yourself that you just need to go back to that can make you happy. Maybe it's just taking a break from everyday routine life. I don't know about you, but for me, we do things ever since my live event in Houston. I've taken a big break from just everyday life. Hi, Jody. Hi, Sinead. And I just started doing things for myself, started like just exactly what it says, just taking a break from everyday life, right? And yes, we do have to work. We do have to exercise. We do all these different things, but it's like by taking a break from that kind of stuff and doing these things that we're talking about, it has seriously changed my life. So that's number 4. Again, reading books. Number 2, listening to podcasts. Number 3, taking a course. And number 4, just reviving old passions. What did you used to do? I love to play tennis. I love to play music. I like to write poems, write songs, just those different things that you can do to reunite, just reignite rather, your old passions. Number 4. Number 5, getting feedback and critique, just different things that you're doing. Number 6, work toward a goal. I'm so about goal orientation and just driving myself, and sometimes I will say this, the last few weeks, believe it or not, like I have just been kind of like where I don't want to do anything. I know that's hard to believe for those of you who know me, because I'm constantly on the go. I'm constantly doing, but for the first time in a long time, I'm just like, I just don't want to do that today. I just want to enjoy my grandbaby, enjoy my mom, time with my husband, time with my kids. One of my daughters is graduating, and the month of May, for those of you who have seniors, is crazy. There's all kinds of activities, and so I've devoted a lot of my time to her. And so I think that's super important, to take a break from the things that you're doing. If you're doing Amazon, or if you're doing some kind of like job, or whatever it is that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, is really good to take a break from doing like everyday things. I cannot wait to go back to the beach. The summer is coming, and I'm going to be definitely planning all that kind of stuff. We're almost done. There's 2 more. Number 7, be open to change. That is such a critical one, because I know a lot of times we do our goals. We write down, the different things that we want to be doing, right? And sometimes when we write them down and we have this goal or whatever, and then we don't want to do it anymore, we feel kind of like a failure. Like we feel like, well, I put that down, so therefore I have to do that. And I will tell you that in 2018 and into 19, there were some things that I wanted to do in my business and my life, and then it changed. We have things that make it change, and we shouldn't feel bad. Like whenever it's not serving us, it's not making us happy. You know what I mean? And so it's like, if that's what our goal was, but then it's like we cringe every day when we wake up, because we're like, I just don't enjoy doing that anymore. Whether it's selling on Amazon, or whether it's selling domains, or whatever it is that there's plenty of different businesses that I do, and there's plenty of different things that I do. And sometimes the word no is so powerful. I mean, seriously, it's like sometimes we feel like we have to like do this, or be here for this person, or do this task, or do this, whatever it is that they're asking. And I've learned, that saying no is super powerful. So number 8, getting around the community, just being a part of what's around you. We're moving to a condo, and it's just so different than the way I've lived over the last 10 years. And there's people around us, and there's like food truck nights, and there's activities and yoga on the lawn. And I'm actually really excited to get to, I guess, like living here where we live now. We live on an acre of land, and it's really quiet and private, but like everybody's to themselves, and you don't get to really know people. And even though like I can be a social person, those of you who know me, I'm also an introvert, where I like to just kind of do my own thing sometimes. But it's super important to share who you are with a community, with other people around you, And so those are the 8 ways to constantly be improving that I wanted to share with you, that I've been reading about. And again, it's reading books, listening to podcasts, taking a course, whether it's on health or music or business or whatever it is that you want to do, practicing old passions. I love that one. Getting feedback and critique, work toward a goal, be open to change, and getting around your community. And so I'm sure there's many other ways, but this is the book that I was reading, 8 Ways to Be Constantly Improving. And me, I'm always looking to be better. And I will say this, like I say, many of you have asked, you haven't done a live video in a while. And I did. I took a break, because it's like whenever you are constantly going, and you're constantly going and doing what it is that you're doing, it comes a time where you have to take a break, and you have to kind of like, change the scenery, do something different or whatever to basically revive yourself. And that's kind of what like I had to do. I had an amazing event, as you guys know, Simple's on Cellar at the beginning of April. It was awesome. It was magical. It was epic. And I basically, after that, like took the whole week off and then some, because I had to go, take care of my mother in Utah. She's on hospice. And, when you're in those quiet moments, and when you have moments where you're not constantly being busy, it's really awesome to take a look at your life, yourself, and to say, is this truly what I want to be doing? Does this make me happy? Do I wake up every single morning excited to start the day? Then you have to kind of say, what is it that I enjoy doing? And, sometimes we're able to, right? Sometimes it's a job that we're in and we have to say, well, we're in this until we can figure out something else to replace it. But until then, it's like we can decide and say, you know what? I don't enjoy doing that anymore. And I've done a lot of soul searching these last few weeks. Like I say, I've had some time as I was watching my mother, like when I had some quiet moments, I've been doing a lot of journaling, a lot of soul searching, and trying to figure out exactly like, what do I really want to be doing with my life? And so I think that that's a really good thing to pass on to you and to help you as well. And, these are the kind of things that like I love to do. Like we're having our first retreat, retreatswithjoy.com. Still securing the location, most likely in Costa Rica, but still trying to decide. But it's stuff like this what we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about becoming the better version of yourself. What are the kind of things, whether it's your health, what things drive you? What are you making your dream boards? Are you doing the things every single day to feel better, to have energy? And if not, what do we need to do different to change that? And that was number 7 on this 8 ways to be constantly improving. Be open to change, be open to doing something different, because I tell you what, if you constantly are doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And so if you feel like, well, I'm just going to keep doing this and hope things change, nothing's going to change if you don't change. And so these are the kind of things that we're going to talk about. And those, again, who don't know, we have a podcast. It's called Joy Reveals. It's on iTunes and on the Stitcher app if you are on the Android phone. I've been really behind on that. Life has gotten in the way. I know it's no excuse, but I'm super excited to continue to try to work on that. See, that's the other thing too, is like, you can beat yourself up on a day-to-day basis, right? Hi, Audrey. You can beat yourself up on a day-to-day basis and say, man, I just didn't get to that and I didn't do that. Therefore, I'm a failure, or therefore I'm not going to be good at this. But that's not how it works. It's like you evaluate yourself and you say, you know what? Today was kind of a hard day. And it was lucky that I even got out of bed and washed my face. And so, it's super important to realize that you have to keep going forward and to not beat yourself up every single day that you don't do everything on your checklist. Everything on your checklist, sometimes it's hard on some days, right? There's days, honestly, like I don't feel like doing it. I remember one day my husband and I, a few weeks ago, we were like, I know I have this long list of things to do, but you know what? I just don't feel like doing it today. I don't feel like it. And it's okay to have days like that, but it's not okay to stay there. And that's where the change happens, is whenever you decide, how am I going to improve myself? How am I going to improve my health, myself, my business, my peace and serenity? What are the things that I'm going to be doing? And so I hope this video has helped you in some way. I know it's been some time to do a live video, but like I say, I took a few weeks off to really do some soul searching. I've been taking care of my mother, who is on hospice. And so, we're watching that closely. So take a break from your busy life sometimes, and it will amaze you some of the things that you are thinking, I don't have to be going this fast. I don't have to be doing this day in and day out. I choose not to. I can choose not to be that way and to live that way. I am so looking forward. Like we're having one graduate at the end of this month, and I'm only going to have one kid at home. And do you know what? I'm already kind of planning, like he's going to be graduated in 2 years, and like, I'm going to live on a beach one day or have a beach home because that's what makes me happy. I love being on the beach. You know, I think of that even now. I'm just like, I love it. It just brings me so much happiness. What brings you happiness? You know, what makes your day feel like it's going to be the most incredible day ever? You know, and that's one thing that you can work on too, is write down, what is my perfect day? It's not going to be the same for everybody. You know, for me, it's like waking up when I want. Maybe it's being on the beach, it's writing, it's playing the violin, playing the piano, playing the guitar, writing music. You know, for you, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's playing golf. Maybe it's going out to lunch with your friends, or, you know, just, I don't know. There is so much more to life than making money. Money's great. Money makes things move. Money buys food. Money pays the bills. But when all in all is, when you think about what is it that I am going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, right? Helping people, relaxly, what it is that drives me. So anyway, retreatswithjoy.com. My podcast is called Joy Reveals. I hope this has helped you in some way. I've missed talking to you. It's, you know, awesome to get on here and to share with you some of the things that I'm learning to help myself become a better version of myself. So you guys take care. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Talk to you soon.